Hello and welcome everyone to the first look at the Thundering Wings Premier League Season 2 teams. And as you heard, I am in a Discord channel and the managers and a few other people are free to join and talk with me about the teams. And with me I already have two people sitting here. One of them you already know, it's Spirit or Aaron, who is in all of my videos because he's great. Say hello.
Oh, I'm touched. What's up?
Yeah, you're always touched. That sounds weird, wait.
Okay,
And
well, don't put it like that, man. Don't make it.
and Snake is also here, but if he doesn't want to talk, it's fine. Uh, and let's see which teams are you. Can you tell me? Okay, so Snake is a co-manager for the flop era for Alligators, but not a player, as I see. And Aaron, do you know which team you're on by any chance?
I am on these Salamences.
On the Salamences. Oh yeah, there. I see. Okay. Then let's just go over the teams from. I actually should stream you probably the doc so we can just look at it. You can look at it in here too.
All right.
There you go. There you go. And with that, I think we can just start with the Salamanders. Let's just start with Spirit's team.
All right.
And so let's see. The manager's Ruthless, obviously one of the people setting up this whole tour. Nail, who was probably one of the best players, if not the best player last tournament. With Base Tot, who I don't know who it is, but he went for 20k, so probably a good player. I'm just really terrible with names of other people.
I am too. Don't worry about it.
But we can check what tier they play. It's not signed up as Base Tot in the player signups. I feel scammed. Then we have Panura Cotta, which is probably also an expert on one of the tiers that they want to play. Let's see if they. I can't spell, or these people. No, it's just literally that they sign up with different names. See, this is a scam. We should always force people to sign up with the name they're also in here.
Oh,
Red Goop, who was playing net decks for the team I was in last time. Then EU, Roxy. I mean, I already see a few mono names like Atrax Madara. Obviously, also 1v1 player, Roxy mono player, Red Goop net decks. EU played like basically every tier, I think. I meme those, by the way. Then we have Typical Bastard, which I do not know again. See, I'm just toxic, I don't know any players. Final Gohan, Aaron, who is the GOAT with me in the voice. Oh, it's Nail joined also, which is the person drafting these players, so maybe he knows what tier they actually play. Because as I said, I do not know. Because they are not in the player signups with the same name as they are on the draft list. Then we have Base Burner Alpha, No Miguel, Strevenge, and Yornox. And I see, as I said, I see a few mono players. With Ruthless, who played mono, Roxy, Madara, Aaron, Miguel. Quite a few mono players indeed. Nail, if you want to assist me, like you can also type it if you don't want to speak, it's fine. On the picks you made, like why did you decide for like certain players? Like, for example, why did you pick Base Tot for 20k, which is your most expensive player, or like Panura Cotta? Would be an interesting intel to hear from the manager. Just gotta check if he's typing somewhere. There's someone typing. So, too many channels. I can't. Okay. It's fine. Don't worry. So yeah, overall, I mean, and Nail, as we said, probably one of the, if not the best player last tournament. So will be absolutely as a very strong manager. Red Goop was playing a strong net decks game overall, though I think EU also played net decks. So, but as I said, like in this tournament, you have a lot of doubles on the same slots, and you just sometimes have to just like manage the weird enemy chosen tier, which is usually the tier that the least people play. Aaron, do you look forward to playing Gen 1 OU?
Oh yeah, we're gonna fight. We're gonna do a 1-on-1 with the Gen 1 OU. Two of us. Let's get it.
The best of 8, Gen 1 to 8 random battles, with the tiebreaker being Gen 1 again.
You already know it's a losing battle on your side.
With my luck, yes, actually true. But like, I think the draft went really strong for them. Like, if you look at like other teams, they like, let's look at like compared to Flop Alligators, which have a high top end, but then a lot of filler 3K people, and I do not see this here. It's like they managed their budget more proactively, I would say, and did not like try for to high roll like some of these highly contested picks, but picked strong players that were not as expensive as like FC or Saki, which is a big advantage in my opinion. Just not spending like 40k for one person.
We still got the
Because
3K mana play.
what's up, Snake?
We still got the 3K of 4 mana play.
Yeah, I mean 20k is still like 20k versus 35k. It's like it's insane difference. But I agree. I mean, it's I think it depends on like what people you get, because people like Saki will play like basically anything and are just very strong players overall. Just I think you can just pick them up for really like high amounts of money because they can assist in most tiers. While let's say someone like Aaron, who just signed up for 2 tiers and hates most other tiers, probably shouldn't budget 35k, and so it's a reasonable thing to do. Yeah, I mean, I just like the overall look of the spendings versus player quality on the team from the players I know. Aaron, maybe you want to talk about your team. I mean, you probably have chatted with them and know what tiers they play.
I lurked in the team chat and I said hi. That's basically it.
That's the prime Aaron thing to do. Man is never there. He just joins. He just joins the tour and then just never talks. It's incredible.
Yep.
All right. If anyone else wants to say something about these players, feel free to do so, or like even type. I don't mind. I am free to read it out loud. While I'm waiting for other people's input, maybe via chat because no one is unmuting, we can go. So I would just go from right to left, I think. So the next up would be the flopper for alligators, unless one of the managers wants to talk about their team and has limited time. Also should check here. Oh my god, there's so many. There are so many channels I have to look up everywhere if someone is typing. It's too much. Okay. I do not know where the Karelia representative is. Just tell them they should join. And also, talking about joining, we have the goat Ashvala joining us.
Thank you for your words.
I don't speak in call, but the pool is better from last time for sure. Like last time the tournament was like a few known names, obviously, and really like high quality player like Amir, but or like ABHK. And all these people, or Nail even, right? Like really strong players. but also a lot of players that just play these side tours, side tournaments, and do not play the real like Snorgon tournaments because it's too sweaty or whatever. And I think this time you have like really like massive players joining the tournament, and it's just more players and more players that have like a lot of tour experience. I know like a lot of the monotype players, like we will get to a lot of them, like a lot of them joined, and it makes the monotype tier very difficult to compete in. Like it's basically the top end mono players joining outside of like a few of them, which makes it also very interesting because like it's just a side tour, and as I said, it's more of a fun meme tour thing, and we set it up for fun, but it's like really high quality teams. I'm just checking if someone types somewhere else. I'm just gonna say if someone wants to say something, do it in the voice channels text, or actually no, do it in the TWPL like predictions. That channel is not so full. Yeah, Thundering's Premier League predictions channel is like the best to type if you want to type something. Can't even see the stream. I hope others can. That's strange. Time for SD Scummery. Dude, that was the goated set. Alright, so with that, with the Slayer elements done, like, it looks like a strong, like, team with, like, not the high-end expert, like, what the hell is going on type of players, but a lot of strong players for their respected tier. And I think this team can pull through, especially under the management of two, like, really, like, good players. Let's hop over to the flop era for Alligators, which one of the managers is here. So maybe he can lead us through the decision to pick up certain players.
I wish Adam was here to help me.
Just talk. Who cares?
Because
So,
I
yeah.
did not make most of these decisions.
That's how you know you're a good manager. Doing nothing and still picking a team. It picks itself. Alright, so as we see, Snake is the co-manager and the manager is Adam. As we just heard, Adam is apparently the one doing all the picking. But this team has like probably the most stacked, high-end, most contested players. If you look at the cost of the players, it's crazy. We have FC, we're going for 35.5k. Obviously, a really strong player. Probably knows like most of the tiers. So very hard to pick a tier against too. Probably can slot it into most things. Saki also same story, 34.5k. Really strong player. And just two really like strong backbones of a team. Like if you need like a few players that help with building and prep, like these type of players are like the best, like the people that are generally really strong and not specialized in any tier. Same can go for like people like Omi. I do not know Infernapoleon. Maybe I can find him here. Oh, the first person you can look up in this thing that I wanted to look up. Let's go. Playing literally every tier. GMT plus 10. What the hell is this time zone? I hope we will never have to play this person. It's 9 hours different. What the hell? How is one supposed to schedule with this? That's another like person that can play every tier I see. I mean, that's overall, I think, the thing with these high-end players. I think the main problem would be if you have these high-end players that they can only play one tier, and so you will have a good prep. But if the players that maybe are not as strong as these players have to play the teams, it starts to show a little weakness. That's why I say like I prefer the more spreaded out costs usually, because even with perfect prep you can do player mistakes. But maybe we look on it different. I do not know what Adam is thinking. Also, Snake, why are you not playing? You did play last time, right?
I did, but I flopped.
Man, it's just straight up. Dude, I had probably one of the worst records.
What's
And
your record?
I'm still joining. You should have played, man.
What's
Trevor,
like
you were
that's
like
like
late last year.
2-4 or something.
I went like 1-4 or something. Okay. So yeah, like a lot of 3K pickups, which basically is just to fill up the team with the needed players. But a really, really strong high-end team, which will be interesting to look how they are doing in the games, because probably like FC and Saki or in Fredapoli or Naomi, you expect to like just get the W's. But the question is on the less strong players on how they will fare in their respective games. And I'm sorry I'm a bit cruising through them because we do not want a video that is like 6 hours long, right? We could go into every nook and cranny and like check out everything they are, like these people did, but that would take way too much time. Now let's hop on over to Stalwart Sakatakas, which is again managed by Rise Up to the Top and Doctor. Both not playing, and I think neither one is here right now. Yeah. I mean, Rice said he has no time to record anymore. I'm sad. Then we have Torterra, Sprinkler. Sprinkler was, I think these two were the like keeps, right? Torterra for the 1v1 and Sprinkler for Gen 4 OU. And Sprinkler was like the steal of the tournament at Thundering Premier League 1 because he went for cheap and had a really good record. Then you have Abi, which is obviously a huge pickup. Falson, also strong player. Lithium Z. Lithium, absolutely goated person. I love him. And also a very strong player. Also like a really good pickup for the cost. A really good pickup for slots like Monotype, where he challenges people like Styles or Plunder while like not being as expensive. So really, really strong pickup. Mihawk also a very strong pickup here. And you have Piper for 9k. This is the steal of the tournament, I tell you. Lucky Piper for 9k? Hello? What the hell is this? Which manager thought letting Piper go for 9k is reasonable? What the hell? The man is a legend. Aaron, you want to talk something while I drink something?
Oh, shit, I was not paying attention whatsoever. What were we at?
I'm currently talking about the fact that Piper went for 9k.
Piper
For
went
only 9k.
What the fuck?
Man is literally a monster.
I don't understand that.
Probably one of the biggest steals, man. Crazy.
I have not taken a look at the price list or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, Manaphy when going for 3k also is insane. It's also a big steal. That is true. Because someone typed it. But there are a few more, like, steals incoming. Then we have Hoenn Scepter for 9k. Imagine paying 9k for Hoenn when you pay 9k for Lucky Piper. Casually toxic. Then we have Force of Death. 3 more minutes, not 3 more minus. I can't read. Limpidocarius, Ser, and Null Skills. Which this team looks like, again, more like the Salamence type of draft, where you have a few strong players, and then you have a lot of people like being good in specific tiers, so you can fill up most of the tiers. And then you have like Abi, who's really, really strong, Falzen, Lithium, who can just fit into most tiers fairly easily. I'm looking forward to seeing this team in action, because like people like Abi or Lithium or Piper, like, probably are very fun to watch, especially in a side tour, not a serious tour where there are a lot of weird tiers coming up. If I remember, like, Lithium is playing a lot of weird tiers, so that would be interesting to watch. Maybe they're just gonna pick like random battles every time.
No, I want to see like Gen 1 Little Cup. That's one.
Oh god! The Gen 1 Little Cup is not allowed to be picked.
That's a shame.
Imagine people saying no mono, but mono is only one of the slots. No, like 2 against most teams, because they will pick mono against you and make fun of you for not having a mono player.
Literally, yes.
Where's Zebra Strikes? Zebra Strikes is on the very left, and I went from right to left. So I will represent Zebra Strikes, I guess, because the managers do not want to. Ashbala can talk about his team, though he's here. But we will have to go through Anik and Jin's team first. The Nutting and Vibing Curious, which, if I remember correctly, again, are both not here. Okay. I'm gonna move to discussions. Fine. Nutting and Vibing Curious with Anik, also like strong person from last tournament. Jin as non-playing manager. And then we have Mimikyu Stardust, Crushman, fucking Desam, Deckham, Mushamu, what the hell? I'm scared. Ravenna, CY, W Sun 1, Felines, what the hell? Krillex, Flatimo, Epic Boy Div, Swag God, Dark, that's a terrible name. Sorry, Swag God, but that's a terrible name. Dark Eye Retribution, Musi, and Car1XO. Again, here, like, people like Mushamu or Felines, massive pickups.
Wait,
What's up, Snake?
I need to join for a split second. He currently left.
I'm confused.
I didn't hear a single thing.
Same! Man was unmuting and I didn't understand a single word. Feels bad, man. Alright. I just gonna... Like, Mimikyu Stardust, obviously, massive pickup, really strong player. Crunchman too. Mushamu for 19k is massive. Like, here's a little fun story. I play a lot of random tournaments as when I see the signups up, and then I regret signing up because I'm like, I've never played the tier before and only get to like round 4 or 5, playing like top people of the tier. And in every single of these tournaments, Mushamu is also in them and going to like round 10 or 11. And I'm like, how does this man do it? Like, he's just a god gamer, what can I say? He's so good. Feline's obviously also a known person from Monotype, so Monotype is easily covered with these two people. Like, two of the best, like, Mushamu probably the best Gen 8 player right now. At least he won last circle tournament, if I remember correctly, so really, really strong player. Mimikyu Stardust and Crunchman can probably fill in into whatever tier. Anik also, like, as a playing manager, it's like for 15k he's basically a steal, because 15k he probably would have went for more, but obviously as manager only costing 15k, this is like a really strong playing manager pickup. I'd say yeah, like a really strong like top end and middle, because like people like Felines went only for 11k, probably because like they got picked up later down the road and the money was already tight for some people, and others do not know Felines maybe. So really strong team. Also looking forward to Descent picking up some like of his famous weird sets. Think man should play like just like Gen 1 OU. Would be hilarious to watch.
See, that's the best tier. I don't know what you were complaining about last season.
Dude, it was pain. Why you spend 70k on 5 good players when you can buy Saki and FC for 70k? Well played, well played. But I think spending 70k on 5 good players is more reasonable, because then you have 5 tiers you would probably win instead of just 2 plus strong prep and the others. See, that's the other view you can have. See, and now we're gonna have a discussion. So I think like Mushamu, CY, Felines, Mimikyu Stardust are like will be like incredibly strong for this team. It would be interesting to see how these like so far no team stands out to me as like being clearly better than another team. So it will be interesting to watch how it pans out, because while yes you have like FC and Saki, which will be very dominant in when they play, I think having people like Mimikyu Stardust, Crunchman, Mushamu, Felines, CY, like the combo of these people can cover like the rest of the games, or even hold their own against Saki or FC in some tiers. So yeah, it's still Felines from you. Yeah, I mean, Felines is just a really good pickup, let's be real. Also just like great vibes all the time. Alright, also yeah, I should have said, this video is just going over them. I will not do power rankings, because I find it kind of absurd to power rank teams before they even had any showing. Like, that's not how any of this goes. It's because like you can have on paper the best team, but still be like trash tier performance because your team does not work well together. So I think power rankings are only viable after like 1 or 2 weeks to see how the team is like working together. Hi Ruthless, what's up? Man was not muted. But now he's muted. You didn't draft me, man is sad. Alright, now let's see. I just have to check everything. Okay, now let's move over to Ashbala's team. And Ashbala, you are here. Man is co-manager to TDR. Also called himself TDR S-Man in the Discord. Then you have the monotype duo Plunder and Styles, which is scary as shit. I do not want to play against them. Then you have Inder, like 20k Inder, what the hell? You have Swas, who was huge last tournament too. Innovamania, Eloise, I do not know how to pronounce these names, I'm sorry. Infinite Misery, so...
RA star.
What's
Mostly play He's actually the former ROA, Ruin of staff, who is specialized in old gen and is currently playing OU also. He's literally a Storm Zone goon.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have a lot of like I know I knew like Prince of Elf is like strong strong for these old gen stuff. I
Yeah.
just do not know how much they play right now
The
anymore.
host
Right
is
now,
here, boys.
he's just a farmer stuff. Just doesn't know how. Like he doesn't. What I want to say means he is not known to our community because within the Thunderwings community he is not known, but he is quite famous in the Ruin of Halls room. Yeah, he is literally a old gen specialized in exam ORAS OU.
Yeah. So you want to talk about like a few other pickups you did? Like there are a lot of things you have, a lot of people you picked up. Like obviously we do not need to talk about plunder styles. You basically locked down monotype hard.
Basically, when I proposed the retain option, my first thing was to retain these two cores because with these plunder and styles in our team, we are basically what I want to say like Goku is doing what is it, what you want to say means like Goku is doing the master UI no Ultra Instinct, yeah. It's basically both we are having, they are my team pillars. So basically we need so aside from monocytes we need a strong ubers and AG slot. So we plan to get either Inder, Hoy and Skimmy, or and this for AG we need a for mainly because he's playing for AGP and is currently undefeated. I think so. I'm not sure about that, but he's the main AG slot we want to pick for him. So we decided to go anything first, but Intel we have a small budget of 20k, and we got him with then. So we practically satisfied with the Ubers and AG slots. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
listening right now. So, but it's an interesting like view because you have locked down like a lot of tiers with like people that performed well
Mm.
in TWPL one or like
Mm.
were like are like known names for like rather cheap. Like Plunder and Stites as retains, obviously they would have went for probably way more. Especially Stites 12k is an absolute steal. Also like
In last season we bought style for 9k and everyone was criticizing why you buying for two mains for the price of 29k, but we just proved that he's overpowered and definitely a steal of the last season. I believe that style is the steal of the last season because he performed very well and
He
yeah.
paid 5k. He went for 5k.
Yeah, Leaf went for 5k, but he didn't play for like two or more seasons. But still played consistently and game one game for us. We were like what I want to say means like we were bottom of the table at midweek and literally came to the final because of these two cores only. We performed like he was helping a lot. That's why we, no matter what, we want to retain these two cores at what cost. That's why. So we are planning to mainly my core is like planter style for any. Sorry, one sec.
okay.
Mm. Plunder for plunder he can play any tire we want. He said basically he say last season he say he also played AG at tiebreaker. That shows how versatile he is. And the style CS can also play UU and OU too. That's basically how versatile they are. They can slot in any task they want and they can even perform like that. How can you miss these scores?
Yeah, I think like retaining Plunder and Styles also because I know them as people and I really like them. They're really great people. They
Yeah,
they also have a good chat presence. So even if like there is a situation where you fall behind, I think having Plunder and Styles is like having people that really pull through the team and say, "Hey, come on, we can bounce back easily. Just push into the, just push." And I think it's a really
yeah,
strong duo to retain. And then you have Swas. You picked up CCN for 5k, which is an absolute steal for OU. Though I think the OU tier is
yeah.
so stacked
Actually,
that
OU for OU, we actually plan to take either Saki, Maijava, or even Abi. Oh, school code name, I mean CCN is also a big steal for us. But initially, you know, the draft is like who's picking 20k and above, and they are just memeing like that. So we just when we have lost hope to get all these players, we have seen CCN here. So basically, if we got him, we are so stacked with it. Basically, our squad is like a balanced. I think so. I believe, and it's just in the matter of in performance. I believe how we
The
perform
reason
as
season
another.
went that low is probably because he had a really bad season one, and the level of OU players in our pool is it just went up dramatically. So it's like it's 5.5k. I won't say that's a huge steal, but that's still a good player for 5.5k. You haven't put him in your
Yeah.
OU slot, which is what he is expecting.
yeah, but I think
So
like poor showing in a one tour doesn't reflect how well you will be doing in future tournaments. Because there's a lot of people that have like even really strong people that go out like round 3 or 4 in seasonals and still end up being like the stars of other big tournaments of the same tier. Like I remember like people like Kev or from Monotype or even I think Piper was it once like went out really early, but they are still considered like some of the best players. Period. So I think like oh they had a bad tour one. It's not that like you can see how well they will perform in another tour. And I think CCM also like he was in a few other tournaments I played in. Was in another PL where I played for Amir's team, and he also performed pretty well there against other really strong players.
So,
Moving.
speaking of my other players, uh, wait, just we got our OU code, but we didn't have a S-Tour code. So basically, stealing Infinite Misery for like we got for him for 8k is definitely a steal for me. Since that tool is stacked with the S-Tool, he can perform well. He also played like RCOP last year, I think.
One second. Okay. TDM muted himself. I would have muted him otherwise.
Okay, so it's fine, fine, fine.
I mean, okay, you're making fun or about Bala, but I like the fact that one person of the managers finally is out here actually talking a lot about their ideas. Because that gives you more intel about how the people decide to pick. So,
Pardon?
yeah, because like there were a few
So
people
sorry.
like saying stuff like, "Oh, you're doing monologue right here," but I like the fact that you say so much about your draft ideas because it really shows that you had an idea, and it's interesting to follow your thoughts.
Yeah, they are saying we have got many mono players. Like even I saw some many critics that they are saying that we got more mono players. Actually, it's not. They mean mono, but that doesn't mean they can't play other tiers because playing mono is only their work. see, for I said like Plunder and Styles can play any time they want. Other than that, I bought Elios, who's a monument basically for a backup because Plunder and Styles trust them, and even I also saw that Elios is a good player. Okay, now, okay, fine. The sheet is like a Silver Graces and Martin Vitian is there, but we are got traded and got Hale for us. And Hale can play Hale can play basically the old gen. We bought him for the choice tires. It can be the surprise package that no one expects.
All right. So if Anik won, if thanks Bala for your input, and it was really interesting to follow. Like a lot of things you said, I think shows in the team. It'd be really interesting because like retaining Plunder and Styles, I think these would have been highly contested picks, seeing how well they were performing last tournament and how strong they are, and they are on like they are really rising up in other tournaments too. So it's fun to watch.
I really want to say if I release the Plunder means it will be cost even higher than a FC. FC even I think 35,500, but I believe that after the Rice team will go even for 40k for Plunder.
No, I'm here to stop Octa from doing that. Don't worry.
No one can stop Hector from getting plundered, bro. From getting plundered. That's why I saved you from getting plundered and got retained. Retained him.
Thank you. I got leave for 18k.
All right. Okay. Since Rice wants to talk so much, why don't we jump away from Ashbala's team, from the Myrmidons, and bounce back to the Stuck Attackers, which we already talked a bit about, but now is the time for Rice to talk about
Yeah,
their draft
hello.
idea. While that happens, probably Ashbala should mute himself.
Yeah, sure. One second.
Yeah, because you have like a background noise. So.
Oh, sorry.
All good. All right.
Okay.
Rice.
So, we got half of the players which were on our hit list. Our main hit list included Saki, Manafi, but I went to get a code test mid auction and they were gone. Um, uh, yeah. So our retains were Tot and Sprinkler last year. We retained Tot because Nail was managing the season and because Tot was like is the greatest 1v1 player in this pool, and because 1v1 is a main tier now, we don't need to sacrifice our chosen tier to get him in. Um, Sprinkler is like just a god. He's he's too good.
I agree.
DPPOU, we can
Sprinkler is
just
just
spam it
great.
every week. We can just spam it every week and we get a free dub. As for our buys, our main buy, we had Abhi because we missed Saki, so Saki went for 35k. Abhi was the second choice, so we went for Abhi hard. I believe the Melmetals were competing for him. We got him for 26.5k, which is still pretty decent, a bit inflated, but who cares? Leaf went for 18k, which is very unexpected. I expected people to bid until minimum 25k for Leaf, but he just went for 18k. We got Piper for 9k, which is a huge steal. Piper's like a
Yeah.
huge player in the monotype community. A
I
BLT
said
manager
that
on top of
also
that.
too. I saw Piper for 9k, and Aaron and I went like, "What the fuck? How did this get through for 9k?"
Yeah. I actually didn't mean to buy them, but I saw the price was so low, I just went for him. And he's actually pretty versatile. He doesn't want to play mono,
Yes.
but yeah. Um, Aside from that, we bought Faultson, Spec, aka Spec. Spec is last season he had a dream run. Arguably one of the best NDOU players last season. Beat Adem. Last season was arguably the biggest
I
name.
just
So we went hard for Spec. He was the main player on our one of the few players that were remaining. We wanted. So
Bala,
we
what you
got
want
an
to
NDOU.
say, you can also just type it so we know what you're trying to say while Rice keeps his monologue up.
Yeah. Um,
Just type it in
okay.
the discussion.
Yeah.
Pardon, Rise.
Okay, so
I
the
just want
rest
to see the
we
reaction how Lucky Paper reacted when I gave the opponent choice tier as SS Mono type. Since you said he doesn't want to play SS Mono, I want to see his reaction. I want to know what his
yeah,
reaction
we
when.
slotted him there. We slotted him there. He said I'll only play for 1 week. um aside as- Aside from that, we got Sid for 3K, huge steal. Sid is like the most versatile player in this community, huge community. I have never seen a more versatile player than Sid. He can play any tier, so that's like another player we can put in the opposing chosen tier slot. So I was very happy with that by Mihawk. However you pronounce his name. I didn't plan on buying him originally, but when I saw that all the targets were getting thinner and thinner, people were people were bidding insane amounts of money. I went for Mihawk at the end because we had a decent amount of cash left, and we had more than the rest, so we could just outbid anyone. So they didn't, overbid Mihawk. He went for like 17.5k IARC, so which is pretty good steal. Hoenn Septile was actually not on my plan, but because we all the good Ubers players that vanished from the pool by the time I came back. So Hohen Septal is still one of the best Indian Uber players I've ever seen. So 9k for Hohen, I'd say that's a pretty good deal. Fast as Death, AG. We wanted to get Crunchman. Crunchman got hugely inflated, went for like 20k or something IRC. So we went for Fast instead because he's like one of the few good players in of AG. We had a good pool. So in the end, Fast was like one of the only ones remaining. So we went hard for Fast. Hale we traded. Actually, I didn't know Hale was not gonna play. He was in as a substitute, but I didn't know that. So I just bid for Hale. He went for 9.5k, which was pretty cheap when I thought about it. We traded Hale for Silva and Martin Vitran, basically OGs of the Stack Attacker group. Yeah, and then we got Limpy for 4K. Limpy for 4K was a buy we didn't intend to do. After bid 4K to try and get the other players to go a bit higher, to get the other managers to go a bit higher. Um, but it didn't work. We just got Limpy for 4K, which is still a steal. Null Skills was actually a player suggested to me mid auction by Spec himself. He said he's a player with huge potential basically. So now we went for Null Skills 3K. I have never seen him play, but I'm gonna take Spec's word for it. Yeah, that's pretty much all. Oh yeah, 3 more minutes. 3 more minutes was the my original plan was to get Chill Panda, but Chill Panda went for like 20k early on, so I didn't want to go that high that early. So we went for 3 more minutes, which is like still one of the best slam players in the pool. We got him for like 9k, which is unbelievable. But yeah, that's basically my auction wrapped up.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't
yeah, I
want to
also
go for too
said
long.
like this team has a lot of people where I think they have like a strong identity in that tier, and then as I said, like Lithium is like he just plays weird tiers, so you can just slot him into whatever, and he probably will be doing fine, which is obviously great help with a lot of specialists on tiers. Like it always helps having someone who you just slot it into whatever. It's always a nice pickup. All right, Ruthless, you wanted to talk about the Salamancers, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I want to talk about my team. So
All right,
let's
then go
begin
ahead.
with Bezwat, one of the best Ubers players right now. We got him for 20k. I think that's pretty cheap. I'm pretty sure if he was in auction, he would go for at least 35k. So yeah, that's for some masterstroke for me to get him at 20k. I would like to say it was a bit unfair, but okay, never mind that. And
Your biggest
Bezwat,
steal was Nail for 15k. 15k Nail,
yeah,
he would have gone
exactly.
like 35k easy, very easy.
Yes, exactly. That was 15k nail plus based what that just makes a deadly Ubers combo. That's like two free wins guaranteed every week. So yeah, I think that's pretty deadly combo for my team, and we get final Gohan in AG. That's he's a very great AG player, I suppose, and no one knows his true identity for now. You all have to just wait till the finals of the tournament, and then I'll reveal his, uh, you know, true identity. So I think He is also a pretty great player, and we got him only for 7k. That's pretty cheap. Then EU, we got I think something 17k. A bit much, but doesn't matter since we had pretty much of cash. Base burner for 5.5k is a steal, I think, a big steal. He's a great player. He's a World Cup level player, so I think that's pretty good to get him at 5.5k. Euronox for 3k is the biggest steal we got. He's a great French OU player, and it's just great to get him at such a cheap price. So I think, yeah, that's nice, nice, that's nice. Talking about our
I
slam,
think the struggle with OU players is
yes,
like
what?
because the tournament is so loaded and very, very strong players. I think even a steal OU player is potentially like having a hard time against a few of these other teams because like we talked about CCN, who's also really, really strong player, but also went for 5k because you have so many other
Yeah, yeah,
like
I agree.
strong mono players. I think that's the interesting thing because the tournament is so stacked, even for a side tour thing. A lot of these people you would say they are a steal and they are incredibly strong, like still will have their work cut out for them. Like they still have to put in energy.
Definitely, definitely, you got it right. Um, Now let's talk about Aaron. We got him for 6k at last. He's a great monotype player, and I think we had 6k left. And Neil was talking about getting two buys for 3k, but I just thought that why not get Aaron for 6k, and just as his name can, let's just go full 6k or him. That if we get him, that would be pretty nice. So yeah, I think that was a great buy. We had pretty much more monomains. I think we got what was his name? I forgot. Uh,
Memo
Yes,
Miguel Memo. Memo.
yes, Mammon. We got him for steel too. So I think our mono slots are pretty much fine. 1 vs 1 is also great. We have a pretty much great team with a good potential to move forward in the tournament, and I would be really, really surprised if we don't make it to playoffs. We have a great team, and I look forward to work with them and help them out. Since I'm not a playing manager, I'll do my best to help them in preparations, especially in Ubers. I like to work with Basebot, Nail, Final Gohan. It will be, pretty great for me to work with them. It will help me to improve myself a lot. So yeah, looking forward to work with them. A
Oh
great
yeah,
team indeed.
that's also something to keep in mind. Like even if like some of the players you did pick up maybe are not like the high end players like some others, I think learning in a team tour can really push you up so hard. It's like you can learn a lot in team
Exactly,
tours.
exactly. Team tour is just about learning, teamwork and learning. That's what it is. An individual can improve a lot in a team tour. That happened with me in HPL, Hindi Premier League. I improved a lot from there. So yeah, I think it's a great chance for the new players, the youngsters, the one who, which have started playing Mons right now. So I think it's a great opportunity for them.
All right, then let's hop on over to the final team we will talk about today. Thanks, Sufris, for your input. And that will be the team I'm also part of. I got picked up for some ungodly, unknown reason. It's Z Warrior Zebra Strikes, and I do not know if Cat Food and or ABHK want to talk about their draft idea. But while I wait to find out if one of them in like 2 minutes, okay, then let me just hop on over the team real quick just to hear the names. It's ABHK as a manager for 15k, which already is a steal, just like Nair. Like, would have probably went for way more because he's a really, really strong player. Then you have Cat Food and also really strong player, so 15k, another like basically steal for a manager. Then it's My Java, it's Einsgrad, it's Chill Panda for 17k, I think, because someone earlier said they wanted him to, and he went up for like a really high price. Uh, then we have Amber, Call Me PK, Ikashi, Leah Light. For some reason, me. Who knows why? It's Memedos, the man. Then it's Funkmaster Flex, it's George Bowser Jr., it's Akaras, it's Green and Gray, and it's Skimmy. Skimmy 3K, by the way, what a steal.
Skimmy was
Dude, I
was a
do
good
never
steal,
shit.
but
Give 1 sec, because someone said, why do you shit on Meme Dose? I'm not shitting on Meme Dose. He's a great guy.
yeah, he's cool. But he was the biggest steal for me, dude. Skimmy is whatever. It's okay, 3K, that's fine. But bro, Beam DOS for 6K, that's the real deal. I mean, I had like zero idea that the draft was on the whatever date it was and whatever time it was, and ABHK PM'd me like 2-3 hours before draft, and he was like, "Bro, can you attend it?" I was like, "Okay, sure." Just tell me the names of the players, and he just gave me the player's name, and I was just randomly bidding on them. That was it. Like I have zero idea. Like half of the players of my team, I don't even know them. I mean, ABHK probably knew them and has the entire, the draft plan, but for me, it was nothing. For me, I had like zero to no idea. That was. I do know a lot of players. Call me PK. I know. I mean, Majava is fantastic. Skimming again. You just said it's a great steal. Yeah, we needed some. Again, meme dose. We do need it for monotype. We did not have a good monotype player, so ABHK told me to buy meme dose, and then we did not have a 1v1 player, so we bought Call Me PK. And then again, there are a lot of options we have right now. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, in general, I think like the drafts all are really interesting, because I think you can see the ideas of the drafts, right? Where you have like a few teams that picked up like a wide spectrum, like the Zebra Zebra Stacks has like a wide spectrum of people from different tiers. As I earlier said, like Flopper for Alligators, or even the Malmutids, who picked up more expensive players and then had a few players that can be supported by these really strong players. It will be very interesting to follow, to see how this tournament will pan out, especially with these different styles of drafting competing against each other. Also, I said someone saying me and Trip have beef now. Holy genius. Hoenn. Oh, Hoenn. Yeah, me and Hoenn always have beef. Fuck that, man. Okay, but jokes aside, no, I like everyone here. Just calm down, people. It's all for funs, because you have to have some shit talk, otherwise a tournament is boring as fuck, mates. You have to throw shots. So obviously, I said I would not do power rankings, but obviously Zebra Zebra Strikes to the top. You all are trash. KW. We heard earlier Ruthless saying he will be surprised if he not goes to playoffs. I guess he will be surprised this tournament. Who else can I throw shade to? I don't know. But yeah, it will be.
Twice in a row, man. We win in this, man. It's easy. I'll tell you that for sure.
See, it's an advantage to have the guy that hosts the YouTube videos be on your team, because I can create the narrative. No, but thank you very much for everyone who was joining. Thank you very much for everyone who was also talking about the draft ideas. Thanks to all the managers that were joining, because it's really interesting to hear about the different draft ideas and why specific picks were made. This video will be uploaded today. I can just render it and then upload it easy today. And then, yeah, we will see what people will think about. So, my idea is to do a recap of every week. And for that, I will just pick out with like the host and managers team, like the game of the week. We will go through the game, like with players that want to join. So I will probably force Aaron again, because this man is my sidekick now on YouTube. And then we're gonna go through a lot of these battles and just will enjoy, hopefully, really great games, because these teams, as we said, these teams are really, really stacked. Like, you have a lot of great players in this tournament, especially in OU and Monotype, where a lot of really, really strong players joined. And it will be incredible to watch these high-end games pan out. So again, thank you all for joining, and let's see how it will go. And until the first week is done, I guess. See you all.